What is up? Random Rider here, and it is getting dark quicker than I thought. Usually it's around 5 o'clock it starts getting this dark, and I gotta get home because of my mirrored visor. I can see, I'm not having a problem seeing things, but a cop could easily break my balls about it, and I don't have a clear visor on me. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I got stuff to do when I get home anyway, so I'm probably not gonna go back out for a little bit. Anyway, with that being said, riding the Super Tenere, it's been a lot of fun. I've had over 1,000 miles on it now, so I want to give you my, I guess, more of an impression on it now that I've had some more saddle time. And it's been an absolute blast to ride. It's been, it's quick. In sport mode, it has more pep to it. You can definitely accelerate quick and keep up with the sport bikes. It's nimble. It definitely is more nimble than you would expect it to be for its size and weight. It can corner pretty good. It's not going to corner like a 250 or something like that, but for its size, it corners pretty well. It can't corner, I think, as tight on the left-hand side. That's where the exhaust sticks out. And once you put luggage on it as well, it won't be able to corner as tight as you want. But still, it's nimble for its size. And at low speed, it's definitely got stability. Like, you don't really feel its weight at all, except for trying to, move it around, pick it up to center for your center stand or whatnot when you're trying to work on it or roll it. Manually, you'll feel its weight, but even then, it's not so bad. You're not feeling the full weight, which is obvious because you shouldn't. But it hides its weight well. For its weight and its size and what it is, I think it gets good gas mileage. I'm getting around 40, I believe, miles to the gallon right now. I can probably get a little bit more out of it, especially when the engine breaks in more. And, yeah, I think that's not bad, considering its size and weight. So, with having 1,000 plus miles on it, it definitely feels more broken in. I'm much more comfortable with the bike than I was even like 200 miles ago. Just everything seems more, at ease, more like coming naturally to me. That's what happens with more seat time. I can be able to cut the corners even tighter than I was able to like a month or so ago. In the rain, it handles fine. Now, I haven't ridden it in torrential downpour, but it handles fine. It's more so driver or rider skill than it is the bike's capability that'll determine how hard you, not so much how hard you ride it, but in what weather you ride it in. It is basically an all-terrain, all-weather bike, so it's really up to the rider at that point. But yeah, it's been fun to ride. Now, it's not stock anymore. I have done stuff to it. I had this little ball mount I put here for RAM ball mounting for GPS that I have for the bike. For my birthday last week, my parents, the siblings and whatnot, picked up the heated hand grips from Yamaha. I just had them installed actually today, so that's pretty cool. And when I was at the dealership, it was kind of funny looking at the sport bikes and the other bikes out there because they're so low to the ground in comparison. And it's like, wow, they're tiny little bikes. And they're really not. I remember when I first got my FZ6R, I felt big, but now looking at them, they seem so small in comparison to riding this thing for a few months. Also, when I was there, I had a recall done to the bike. On a certain number of bikes, they had the O-ring for the fuel pump, I think, installed upside down or something like that. So that can cause fuel leaking, which can cause a fire. So I had that checked out, and my O-ring was fine. Don't let a recall scare you. If you know like a vehicle or a bike had a recall, don't let that kind of dissuade you from buying it. Because, for example, what's long been considered the king of the adventure touring series, the BMW GS 1200, has had in its decent amount of time being produced, had a fair amount of recalls done to it. But people swear by that bike and it still sells well, so recall didn't really mean it's a bad bike. It's just things that come up. But anyway, had that done to it. So it had the the RAM mounting for my GPS I put on there. I had the dealership install the heated hand grips, being electrical. If anything happens, I can definitely say it was under warranty because the dealership did it. What else? I also have the alt-rider crash bars, which you've seen in other videos. I put those on the bike. I went with alt-rider because I think their products are pretty good in comparing them to other products. I like them. They're pretty cool. I have a tank pad. I don't know if you can see it right there. Super Tenere tank pad I put on the bike. I guess that's a little modification there too. It has about 10 horsepower. Man. And then what I did to the bike is I replaced the stock luggage rack with the alt-rider luggage rack with GV mono key adapter, I guess, thing put onto it, so you can put the GV mono key case onto that luggage rack. I plan to eventually go with the GV Trekker series cases for the side and top. I need the side plates, I guess, for the luggage rack. I don't have that yet. The side luggage, I guess, is what you call it, the side luggage rack or luggage bar or whatever. But anyway, I do plan to eventually get those. They're a bit expensive, so it's not going to happen right away. And I also plan to get the alt-rider skid plate. Again, I think they made a good skid plate. And other than that, I want to get a taller windscreen eventually, but the big thing is going to be the skid plate and then the luggage itself, so I can go on some trips, which I plan to do at some point in my life. But yeah, that's my little bit about the bike, what I've done to the bike, and a bit of why I did it to the bike, as well as my thoughts on riding it for over 1,000 miles. Like I said, it's been a treat. I enjoyed my FZ6R when I had it, but this thing, I don't know what it is. I just love riding it. I don't care if it's cold, I don't care if it's wet out. I enjoy riding this bike. So, also, I don't know if I mentioned it. I had the plate, for the heated grips. It's right there. That's where the heated grip controller is sitting now. I think it's more secure there than it was on the handlebar, which is where it usually goes. I think it's out of the way of, like, let's say tree limbs if you're riding on a trail and it bashes into it a little bit, as well as if the handlebars go down and it hits something. I'd rather not break it. It just feels more secure being tucked in here. So that's why I went with that plate, and I recommend it. I don't remember who makes it, but if you leave a comment, I can send a PM with the link to where it's from. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this thing. Just wanted to go over my thoughts. Not really my thoughts on the bike super in depth, just, you know, noticing riding it. It's been fun, stable, it's got pep and all that, and then going over some of the stuff that I did to it and what I plan to do to it in terms of modifications, I guess. So, peace.